Okay, so we're here. It's January 6th, 2021. We're here at Washington, D.C. at the Capitol building. You can see that, there's police everywhere. We're just gonna walk around and see what happens. This is a Trump rally, Proud Boys rally. Yeah, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna. Oh shit. All right. So you think at any point that the two sides would just come together and fight the police? That would be interesting. Police versus the people instead of half the people and half the people, and then the government. But nobody thinks ahead like that. Um, yeah. Let's just see what happens. It was my mistake to say that this was a Proud Boys rally. Can you repeat to me what you said is going on here while you're here?
This is a patriot rally, not just Proud Boys. There might be a few mixed in, just a cross section of society, all ages, all races. Okay, and we're here to protest what happened with the election. Obviously, the police are not our friends, contrary to what, unfortunately, what some patriots believe. They're not. They proved it again today by shooting those people. Okay, killing one of them, maybe more. Not sure yet how many were killed.
What do you mean they shot people? When did this happen?
They shot patriots. It happened here, the Capitol.
They shot a 16-year-old here at the Capitol
I believe
building?
they killed a 16-year-old girl today. Okay. And it's my understanding that multiple people were shot. Okay? That's my understanding. Don't quote me on it. But the girl is a definite.
Okay.
So bottom line is, they showed their true colors, the police, by behaving the way they did. Okay. There's this attitude that the police, all they do is they back the conservatives and they back the patriots. It's bullshit. The police in D.C. don't back us. The police in D.C. hate us. As a matter of fact, the police in D.C. escort and protect BLM and Antifa on a regular basis. Okay, that's a fact. I witnessed it myself multiple times at multiple events. That's a fact. It's shameful what goes on with the police in the city. Okay? There's a lot of good cops out there and elsewhere in the country. In this city, that's not one of them.
What about the people that are getting hurt in Black Lives Matter movement? Because both sides are both now equally getting, I guess, abused and punished by police. What do you think the people as a whole should do for the country?
Well,
Not even about either
let's
side.
put it this way. We need to take the country back from tyrants in buildings like this right here. Now, that's what they are. They're tyrants. They completely whitewashed and ignored the fact that there was an election for us. The Supreme Court wouldn't even hear it. They wouldn't even hear the case. State courts throw it right out immediately without even hearing the evidence. Massive amounts of evidence. Trump is correct on that. He's absolutely correct on that. Massive amounts of evidence. They had it all figured out ahead of time. They weren't even going to hear it. They weren't even going to listen to this. The bottom line is, politicians of buildings like this, and also state buildings like this, okay, I'm talking about state capitals, not just the federal capital, are complicit in this criminality, and it affects every American. Every American, regardless of your political ideology, okay, it affects every American in a negative way. We've seen it time and time again.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, man.
You're very welcome.
Do you have anything else you want to say?
But as far as the way the police acted here today, it was despicable. It was despicable. And let me tell you one more thing. It isn't going to end. It isn't going to end pretty either. What they did was an act of war. Okay? What they did in that building was already an act of war. But what they did, they may as well forget about any support that they have from anybody now at this point.
My last question.
Yeah.
What should the younger generation do watching this and not really understanding what to do?
The younger generation needs to turn the fucking goddamn mainstream media off. Okay? That's the enemy of the people. The mainstream media is a corporate media complex. Also the social media, the corporate social media. Turn all that crap off.
Where should we get our information from?
You have to go on alternative websites. You're gonna have to look. You're gonna have to search. You're gonna have to dig down deep. You can't just pigeonhole conservatives like myself and say, well, look at the websites they're on. They're all white supremacists. I'm tired of hearing that bullshit. I'm so tired of hearing that because it's untrue. Are there white supremacists out there? Of course there are. There's black supremacists too. The bottom line is, look below the surface and turn off the damn TV, turn off the mainstream media, and start digging down deep and educating yourself. And don't count on the education system to educate you, because they're as full of shit as me.
Okay. Thank you, man. Take care. Riot shields are out. I just don't want to hear anything about anything being unfair, because it wasn't until the Proud Boys, the Trump rally, literally invaded the Capitol and went inside that we see riot shields. And there's only riot shields in this little area. Let's get closer real quick. Hey, man.
Poke people with
Hey,
that
yo.
shit.
Yo, can I ask you why you're here?
I'm here to support our fucking rights in the Constitution. I signed up for the Marines to protect that, and I swore an oath, and I will never fucking let that oath down.
So what should the people do? What should the people do now?
The people should do now is actually stand up and fight, because if we don't do it now, it'll never fucking happen.
All right. Thank you, man. Be safe.
You too.
And there you go. Let's see what happens. Somebody stopped me and called it a Patriots rally or something, but here we are. It's the Trump shit. I'm about to stand on here and see what's good. I want to stand. Overall, not much happened. The police were pretty peaceful. There wasn't too much of any type of resistance by them. There wasn't tear gas. There wasn't excessive force. It's kind of obvious that Trump supporters can get away with almost anything at this point. But it still doesn't change the mind of these people. They just want to control everything, and I don't even think they know what they're fighting for anymore. It's just kind of like, I seen Black Lives Matter do it, now I want to try. And people are just taking a step back. And by people, I mean the conscious, woke people that know better than to get involved in this. It's two sides fighting the same enemy. What can really come of this? It's just sad, because at the end of the day, this is my country too. This is my home. And I just want the fighting to stop and peace to come.